episode of The Journey. I'm Marie Loff, and today we are joined by Jeanette from Artgists.
Hi guys, how are you?
Do you want to tell us a little bit about Artgists?
Sure. So Artgists is a company or an organization that I started in 2018, being an artist and an art teacher. I was an art teacher in Prince George's County, which is a county in Maryland, for the past 3 years. So it was something that I thought would be a great idea to really just get in the field of doing things more recreational in the field of like paint parties and things of that nature. So that way I kind of broadened my scope of influence, where I was not only teaching children, but now I can teach adults. I can do parties for people, and people reach out to me for that. So that was kind of like the short-term goal of Artgist. And eventually we want to expand where we're doing things more like in art therapy and restorative justice, using art to do those type of things. So that's really a big passion of mine. But now for the little steps, and the thing that I was able to get started immediately was just getting in the community, building a name around having parties and getting people together and gathering around painting and different crafts like that. So that's where we are.
Have you guys been impacted by the self-isolation? So it looks like you're taking steps to overcome that, but initially, what did that look like for you?
Initially, I just knew that we were going to be down for a few months. So I said, okay, I'll take it upon myself to at least get some exemplar pieces done so that I can start promoting for once everyone gets out. Because I know that once outside opens, is what we call it, once outside opens up, everyone's going to be ready to do activities and looking for things to do. So I said, I want to be ready to, hit the ground running with that boom in business and things of that nature, and just having activities lined up. Of course, I didn't know when or where I'll be able to advertise or whatever. That led me into thinking about, maybe I can make this virtual, because if I was an art teacher now, we would have had to do virtual classrooms. So I was like, maybe I could just do a virtual classroom with people. And that really helped.
From the time that we went into self-isolation, how long did it take you to go, let's make this virtual?
I went into quarantine March 16th-ish, a virtual private party on April 2nd. And it was brought back to my memory. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I talked about. I looked in my planner from the beginning of last year. And I was like, it kind of like brought it back to my memory that once the client reached out to me and said, hey, can I have a virtual party? It dawned on me like, oh my gosh, I forgot I said that was one of my goals for this year, was to possibly start a YouTube channel or do like online tutorials and stuff like that. So I was like, I need to run with it. And I just started putting things into place. I got set up. I was like, how can I transition everything online? So yeah, it was serendipitous, but it was good.
Moving forward do you think it's going to be insanely busy for you? How do you think this whole transition coming out is going to be?
The thing with having in-person paint parties is that if you don't have a place where, I have a few spots where I have a good relationship with the owner, like a certain restaurant in Rockville that I have a really great relationship with the owner. And he was like, I wouldn't even charge you for it. Just bring in stuff, and then we'll have a list together of like a menu specifically for finger foods or whatever it is, for the option of people who maybe don't want to get an entire meal or something just for the event. So we worked that out, and that was really cool. But other places, it's always like an overhead cost. So the virtual paint parties, depending on how well they do in this time, if I exceed profits in the virtual, I would try it out for like a steady month or two after and see if it can continue to maintain itself. And if it does, I would have virtual parties over going out and having them, in person, because that'll be a great way to cut that overhead cost But then I think it'll be a great way to also build my following. And hopefully when I get to a larger number, I can do, drop in pop-up workshops here and there where people will be like, oh my gosh, I would love to sit in person. I love her online classes and things of that nature.
I know like you're pretty involved in the community. And we actually met a couple years ago through one of my art
Yeah.
shows in Laurel, the Laurel Festival that they have, the Lake Street Fair.
Yeah.
They're postponing that. Were you signed up for that?
I actually wasn't signed up for that, for the one that's this year, because I didn't get into it last year. Last year is when I really started plugging into like, okay, how can I get into the community? How can I, leave a better art footprint in the community? And I started reaching out to Ragamuffins when I was teaching at my school. So I started doing that towards closer to the time of the festival. So I didn't even, and then I was out of town when the festival happened. So I didn't even get to go. So I think with COVID and everything, I wasn't even thinking, I completely forgot about the festival for this year. So I wasn't signed up. And now that you say that, I need to find out when the new one is, because that is a good idea. I honestly didn't think that wasn't on my radar.
Coming out of this, do you think we're going to see a lot of little startup businesses?
I think so. I think that what's going to happen is like a lot of people, first of all, just the social media era that we're in, reading different like journals and like business journals and stuff like that, you see that our generation, this millennial generation, is seeing way more millionaires and self-made millionaires than in any other generation because of the power of social media and things of that nature. And I think that it'll continue because that's the way it was going anyway, where people were, hey, let me build a great following, get paid from YouTube, get paid by Instagram, get paid here. And that's a very big conversation in the business world, how to do like drop shipping companies and different things that generate revenue. But what has happened with COVID, I think it's opened the eyes of the people who are more so on the consumer side of that and who have been affected by it. And it's like, how can I make money outside of my job? And especially how can I make money online? Something that's probably never going to be affected. If it might, if something happens where the internet is breached, and that's a whole different thing. But how can I build an income stream where I'm not going out somewhere, or my business can continually generate revenue without me having to be there or having to be in the store and stuff like that? Because those are the things that get hit first when pandemics come and stuff like that, like the in-person interaction. So I think it's opened the eyes of people who maybe haven't thought of it, or even people who were probably thinking about, I want to open up a store. Maybe we'll see them transition to, I want to open up an online store. You know what I mean? So
right now, there's a lot of people who have been negatively impacted by COVID. But there is also a considerable amount of people that, even though this is a crisis and a really terrible position for us to be in as a whole, they've actually turned this into kind of like good things are coming out of it from them. So would you say for you personally, would this be more of a negative or positive impact?
For me, I would definitely say it's been a positive impact. Me and my husband have been saying that literally I feel like I've been learning a lot of stuff because I've been doing lots of time reading, really polishing up my business plans that I have. And I have had time to really have uninterrupted time of study. Like I've been studying through my online course, which I started in September. And I've just been able to do that constantly because unfortunately I have been affected at my day job, which is I work at a art community center in Silver Spring. So I'm not able to go there and be with the kids and teach. But it's transition where, okay, I can turn Artgists into a place where I'm teaching and online and stuff like that. And now I see that's where the community center that I work at, that's what they want to do going into the summer. So I'm like, I am on the right track because the artists we're making a way for it and it's working. And there's been artists on Instagram who have been doing this already, but it's kind of like, oh yeah, it is a possibility. It can work. So it's been great in that aspect. And I've completely, you know, seen the positivity out of it, being able to work. And I'm like, I've always wanted to be able to be a work from home mom when I start having kids. I'm kind of getting a taste into that. Like, how can I make this work now so that when we are able to go back outside, I have a momentum on having a business at home that is generating income and able to take care of my family. So we've been using it and putting my energy towards that. How can I make this work so that it can be sustainable?
Everyone's like pent up with their partners right now.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys coping?
One of my friends asked me that, but other than Friday, I was talking to her and she's like, have you guys started getting on each other's nerves? And I was like, I'm actually really grateful that we haven't. I think because like I said, we've been able to do so many of our passion projects as well as being productive. For my husband being productive at work, he's getting a lot done in a shorter time, that he's able to focus on things that he's always wanted to do and always wanted to learn. And I'm over here learning. Before I was talking to you, like I have my set, I guess I would say like my college routine, and I'm getting stuff done. I'm excited because I'm almost finished and I'm almost at the end, and he's making leaps and bounds where he's going. So we're just feeding off of each other's energy, and we have so much to talk about, so much to share. It's inspired us to like dream more and dream bigger. Like, wow, we can make this work. What if this works? Like, what would our lives be like? Let's push towards it even more and more and more. But it has been annoying. We cook so much more. I think our grocery bills have gone up, which I was freaking out about that. I was like, this is not in our budget. But I'm like, oh, we're not spending money on gas, and I guess we're not going out for birthdays and stuff like that. So it kind of balances out.
No, we've got 4 kids, and
Yeah.
there's us. I'm so sick and tired. So sick and tired of cookies. Like, would it really be that bad if we stopped at like a drive-through or something and picked something up on our way home from grocery shopping? The last time we went out, and he was like, "No."
I know. I'm like, yeah, we're tired. I'm tired of cooking, and so we started going like, let's think of like college meals. Then ramen. We went back to ramen. It's like, this is not in our dietary, health consciousness. But I'm like, honestly, I'll take a break. I'll do extra workout. We'll go for an extra walk. Like,
it's really hard to find ramen right now.
It is. It is. We went yesterday. Yesterday was nothing. So yesterday was a failed mission at grocery shopping.
Isn't it funny? It was a failed grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever think that would be something in your life?
Never. It was literally no eggs. So I didn't even make eggs. So it was like no eggs. No, I can't even bake like bread and shortbread and cornbread, and it was like,
I haven't been able to find flour. Like, it freaks me out. I have like 1 bag of flour that I haven't opened that I bought before all of this happened. And Dennis is like, I don't know why you're so freaked out. We have a bag of flour. I'm like, but you don't understand. That doesn't go very far. We do the grocery shopping for Dennis's mom and dad. Mm-hmm. His father, since the very beginning, was like, well, as long as I have flour, I'm fine. So
we don't have.
Oh, and I'm like, what do you guys need? And his dad's like, flour. So this last week I was like, I know Daddy needs flour. I haven't found it yet. When I find it, like, I'll get it for you. As he's like saying flour, I'm like, I say that, and Dennis was like, did you hear that? And he's like, I heard.
We don't have. Wow, that's this is the one thing I need is flour.
His mother's been making these cakes in the rice cooker, and she's trying to get them perfect, so she keeps trying it. And every time she tells me about it, I'm like, okay. And she's like, I looked up, if we order online for pickup, we can get it from Wegmans. And I'm like, that's one day though. What happens if tomorrow that's not the case?
Right. Oh my goodness.
Are you worried any about our economics coming out of COVID?
I can't say worried is the word. But I do think that I'm interested to see what the actual effect of it is, like what it looks like when the economy starts to go back to normal. I'm thinking that maybe in the first few months we'll see a boom in, because people will want to be out. For people, but it's only the people who have had jobs during this time will be the ones who are like, all right, I'm ready to spend, I'm ready to play, I'm ready to have fun, I want to buy these new shoes, I'm ready for a summer outfit or activities and this and that. So I think it'll boom in those first few months, depending on if we get out during the summer. But after that, for the job market, I'm interested to see what the job market is going to be like. Are the employers going to be eager to hire again? Because the some of the news journals have been predicting that COVID will come back in the fall. So how they're preparing for that now, and I'm like, would that slow down employers' drive for hiring people? Getting recouping and getting all the people that they lost back, or getting the same amount. I'm wondering if they would just keep it at where they are, or would they be eager to hire? So that can be like the only thing that I see affecting our economy is what individual employers are saying.
As we start to wrap up, is there anything that you would like to tell people that watch this?
I have found that just talking to people, it is very stressful. We have family members that are in healthcare and friends that are in healthcare. It's very important, I think, to whatever mindset you have. I feel like your body will respond to it in that way. So, for example, I know there's been a lot of people who've been having like anxiety and things of that nature towards this, or even going out and being outside, or if you have to make a trip, or if you have to go, if you're an essential worker and things of that nature. Really just making sure that your mindset is always like, I do self-talk. I talk to myself, and when I'm working out, I'm like trying to get through another rep or something like that. I tell them, I'm like, when I'm giving, I'm like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. I always just take a moment and just encourage myself. And it really does like kind of motivate me as well. And I think it's the same for our bodies and our health. The mindset that you go into it with is like, oh my gosh, this is the end all be all. I think you will experience that. But if you're like, we can push through this, I can push through this, I'm strong enough, and taking care of yourself and just having that mindset, it really takes you further than you think it does. Than we think. The mind is so much stronger than we actually think it is. And then also finding ways to relieve your stress. I know there's people who you can't afford art supplies or anything like that, but find little creative outlets to do. I have a pen and paper. Is there a challenge, a little drawing challenge that I can do with what I have? What kind of crafts can I make with what I have? Find a way to get your mind off of the chaos that's outside and really take to something that can relieve your stress. I've heard a lot of people, and I've seen based off of Amazon, all the art supplies are like being sold out. I'm like,
Yeah,
what's going on?
it's also driven a price increase
Yes.
in a lot of that stuff.
And I'm like, what? Like, I'm going places. I'm like on Amazon, like stuff is selling out. It won't be here for another 7 weeks for you to even order. And I'm just like, since when?
So if somebody wants you to host a private party for them, or they want to go and check you out online, where do they find you?
Awesome. So you can go to our Instagram or Facebook. You can follow us at Artgists LLC. You'll find that page on Facebook, and it'll be also a page on Instagram. Also, you can visit our website, which is artgists.com, same spelling. And you'll have pictures and things of that nature. My Facebook is linked to my Instagram, so you kind of get those feeds. But join both, and I love messages, feedback. I post things that are educational in the realm of art as well. So I am an educator and an artist, so you'll see a lot of that on the page. So comment on a picture, DM me, and I'm very responsive as well. So, or email me. And all that information is on those pages. So I hope to see you guys and hear from you guys. And yeah, thank you, Marie, for this and inviting me to be on your show. It's a real honor, and I'm really excited about a journey in art.
Thank you for being a part of this and, coming and talking with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for keeping our art community alive.
Trying. And I'm going to be back at Ragamuffins hopefully this November.
Okay, so good.
Maybe I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Until next time, stay safe, stay positive, and stay inside.
A larger number.
I had something I was going to ask you, and now I forgot.
Oh, because we were talking a lot.
No, it's okay. It came and it went. That was a really good question.